Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Elon Musk said something truthful and helpful to the German nation, and that is, don't feel guilty for something you, the current inhabitants of Germany, haven't done. Well, and we have an ass kisser, Lindsey Graham, who said, oh my God, don't tell that to the Germans. So I'm going to show you 3 articles, and then we're going to discuss. The first article comes from Russia Today, and it says, Elon Musk tells Germans to be proud, quote unquote. The billionaire has told supporters of the right-wing Alternative for Deutschland to reject their guilt over the past. All right, that's one. Second one, Daily Beast. Musk follows that salute, that is the Roman salute. For our culture is the Roman salute. For other imbeciles is something else. By telling Germans, don't feel guilty over country's past. And the third one, not that. Graham, Elon Musk's comments in Germany bother me. So what did he say? Hey, Germans, be proud. Hey, Germans, don't feel guilty over your country's past. All right, let's unpack that. Let's say you are a parent or parent-to-be. Do you want your child to feel guilty for something he didn't do? Is that how you're going to teach your child? No. You teach him personal responsibility. Personal responsibility is something you have done. That's called personal. Now, collective responsibility is when you try to lump a group of people to feel responsible for something someone else did, maybe lumping the group together with that someone. That is like you live in a community, let's say in a city, and one member of your city commits an atrocity. Are you guilty of that? No. Are your children guilty of that? Of the atrocity that individual that you never met, don't know, maybe it was 2 or 3 generations ago. Are you feeling guilty? And if you feel guilty, are you going to tell your child to feel guilty for something your child has never done, but someone else who happened to be in the same city with you? Well, why should the Germans feel guilty? The question is, che bono? Who benefits? Do the Romanians benefit? Nah. Do the Americans benefit? Nah. And what exactly are they supposed to feel guilty of? Not about the Second World War. That's a different story. That will lump too many hands extended. They need only 1 or 2 of them of the same person. So it's only one thing why they should not feel guilty about, that they attack Musk. Not about the Second World War, about something else in the Second World War. So that means some people want the Germans, the current inhabitants, the current Germans who live in Germany, including the Turkish immigrants and all that, they should feel guilty as well. All right, according to this guy. Why? They pay taxes to the same hands. So someone wants these guys to feel guilty so they can pay something, or why should you feel guilty? As a Romanian, I don't think the Germans should feel guilty whatsoever. The Germans invaded and bombarded and destroyed part of Romania in the Second World War. So did the Americans, so did the Soviets, so did the Hungarians. All right, those guys over there. Let's talk to Horthy, Admiral Horthy, without a fleet. Let's talk with Hitler. Let's talk with Stalin. Let's talk with Roosevelt. Or with the other baboon, what's his name? The guy who dropped 2 atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Harry Truman. Those are the guys, not the American people who lived then or who live now, feel guilty for Truman's atrocity of a war crime, dropping 2 atomic bombs on 2 cities. I don't think you are guilty whatsoever. So why would you teach your children to feel guilty you've never done? This is not the way the Roman law functions. I tell you a different law in the Old Testament that works that way until the 7th generation. Go and read your little book over there, and then you come to me. And that's called collective punishment, and that's up to the 7th generation. So that is, by that law, if your ancestor 6th generations ago or 7th generations ago committed a crime, you are guilty, and your father was guilty, and your grandfather was guilty, great-grandfather was guilty, to the 7th generation. Is that fair? Is that our Western civilization. They call it Judeo-Christian civilization. I don't think it is. I don't think it is. I don't want this garbage. It's something I did. I bear responsibility. It's something I didn't do. Fuck off. So again, they attack Musk for telling the Germans to be proud and not feel guilty. That is, teach their children to feel guilty for something they haven't done. They're not responsible for that. The problem is the German politicians, their media, and their entertainment industry and their schools are beating them in the head with this guilt. That's a crime. Why? Do you know what self-esteem is? Self-esteem is when you have, you feel good about your abilities and your achievements. Then you should not have self-esteem, I think, if you haven't achieved anything. I mean, it's a false self-esteem. Self-esteem is built by achieving things. If I didn't achieve anything, what am I having self-esteem about? Self-esteem is like, man, I think I'm good at something. What exactly? I don't know. I haven't achieved anything. Then how in the fuck you have self-esteem? You have, oh my God, I'm good. How do you know you're good? In what exactly? In being stupid? All right, so that's the thing with the self-esteem movement that I disagree. You should have self-esteem truthful or true self-esteem, that is by achieving stuff. So you want your children to have self-esteem by achieving stuff or guilt by not doing something they're accused of doing. So you understand what idiocracy is? Go and try to explain this to a German, a certain kind of German. Hey man, you should not feel guilty. The guy would be like, oh, no, don't call me up. I don't want. 9, sei ruhig. Take it easy. Go. Leave me alone. Now, what kind of society can that attitude build? Of wusses, pussies, feminized garbage. That's exactly how they want the Germans. Who exactly? The Romanians? No. The French? I don't know. The English? Nah. So again, que bono. Follow the money. All right, my friends, here it is. I think Trump is right about it. You should not feel guilty on the contrary. You should be proud about your history. Remember, an individual's character is not assessed based only on one bad stuff the person did. One misgiven. Let's say I slapped someone in the street, but then I have 3,000 achievements and all kind of good things. Am I a bad guy or am I a good guy? That's why I don't like saying that guy is pure evil. There's no such a thing. Unless you talk in the terms of religion, dogma. It's good and evil. No, I think a human being is good and evil. It's just a proportion based on your actions. Your actions. So I wouldn't call the Germans to have guilt because of this thing. Some did in 3 years or 4 years, from 41 to 45 or 42 to 45, let's put it, or give them 10 years. Look at the Germanic tribes. They fought Caesar. Caesar died in 44 BCE. So that's more than 2,000 years these guys were around here. Let's put it more or less. More than 2,000. And you take those 10 years in their history as Germanic tribes. I'm not saying Germany, Germanic tribes. And you put them against that thing? It's more than one thing. But then, think about the music the Germans gave. The geniuses they gave. Think about Mozart. Think about Beethoven. Think about Schubert. Think about many others. Many others. Think about the classical music, okay? Think about the art. Think about the philosophers. Think about the engineering achievements. They don't matter, but this one matters. Why is that? Why is that overshadowing all the history? Yes, it was an atrocity, but you shouldn't feel guilty for something you haven't done yourself. Personal responsibility, not collective responsibility, and not to the 7th generation. So Elon Musk is right. These guys that are attacking him, like Mr. Lindsey Graham, feels, oh my God, why? He wants money. He wants re-election. Who has the power? You know. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.